Come here. Got money. Kai, how is Alex going to fit on? Where is Alex going to sit? Make room for Alex. Good morning. And today we are speaking about living in a motorhome at winter. Over to you, Alex.
Fuck. If this is the first time you come to the channel, go back and watch all our videos. We've been living in a motorhome for the past pretty much year. Spent the summer travelling around Europe, and now we've spent pretty much most of the winter living in the motorhome. So we thought we'd make a small video on sharing with you what it's like to live in a motorhome and actually surviving in the winter. First thing I've got is staying healthy. Amanda's been working back as a vet nurse, as a locum vet nurse. Literally our days have been like jam-packed from like 5 o'clock in the morning. I'll wake up, go and walk Kai, make breakfast, we'll have a coffee together, and then we're out the motorhome for about 6:30, 6:15, and then we'll go to the gym. Then if we've got time, we'll go have a coffee in Costa. Amanda will go to work at 9, I'll go to work and then pick her up in the evening, and after you've gone through all the traffic and stuff, by the time you get back here, it's just like you don't want to do anything. So like I think all that as well like goes into the amount of stuff we've been doing. That just accounts for making you feel run down, right?
I think just about your average person tends to feel run down at Christmas anyway. There's not a lot of light, there's a lot of bugs around, and
it's freezing.
People just feel pretty crap in winter. But that's why we have some tips on making it easier on us. So we're parked up in a caravan site where, well, it's actually this nice little farm that has amazing hot showers, so we don't have to worry about that. No matter how shit we feel, we can go and stand in a hot shower, not worry about wasting our water or making it last long enough. We're always plugged in, so nothing in the motorhome's going to freeze.
Yeah, when you're wild camping and you're not actually plugged in, you obviously have to rely on the gas, and obviously taking showers and stuff in the motorhome when you're running on the gas like you're wild camping, your showers have to be like shower on, wash yourself, shower off. Like you're in and out within like a minute, 2 minutes.
That's because only so much hot water can be heated at one time.
Yeah, we can only heat 12 litres of water at a time, which is still pretty hot, but it's not really a lot.
For 2 people, it makes about a 3-minute shower, and that's with turning it off so you can like soap up and stuff. Night times for me still get pretty cold because Alex likes to turn the heating off for some reason overnight. Finally convinced him to leave it on like 10 overnight, so like we all don't wake up blue and frozen.
It's gone warm now. It's gone mild again. It's gone a bit this week. The temperature's come up a bit, but the past few weeks have literally been around about like freezing overnight, maybe below zero. There's some instances where we dropped the bed down and Amanda got into bed and she was like, Alex, the
condensation had frozen.
Condensation
on the roof.
Yeah, the condensation on the inside had frozen. But you got to be careful in the motorhome because of freezing pipes and stuff, which is probably the reason why we try and keep the heating on at a relatively low temperature most of the time. So the motorhome's always above about, is it 4 degrees?
Yeah.
Above 4 degrees inside.
So we leave it on around between 10 and 12.
Yeah.
And then boost it up to like 24 when we're here.
One thing when you're living in a motorhome through the winter, blinds on the windows seem to be quite a really beneficial thing. We've got the blinds in the front cab as well, and on these windows as well. But you notice the difference in temperature when you've got them down as against when you've got them up overnight. Like, so it's all about trying to keep the heat inside as well.
I would say, from experience, to do a lot of things or to not do a lot of things we're doing. So at winter, don't run yourself down. Don't try and do too much. Just try and do what's on your plate. So don't do what I'm doing and trying to work 60 hours in the vet and online and go to the gym and ride. I had to give up the gym a little bit, but I'm trying to add it back in now that I'm more used to all the work. Alex is obviously doing a lot because I can't do a lot of things that I used to share doing in the house because I leave in the dark, and when I come home at night it's dark and I'm just knackered. So he's knackered as well. So at this point we're not taking our own advice because we can't at this point in time, so all we can do is make the motorhome comfortable so we can at least get some sleep.
And explain to you guys
not to do it.
Not to do what we're doing in some respects. So if you do decide you want to live in a motorhome or a van or anything that isn't a physical house with bricks and mortar, you can survive the winter.
Make life easy on yourself over winter.
Try and get plugged in if you can. If you can't get plugged in, I would strongly advise buying a generator. like a small silent generator, like a Honda generator. So at least then you've got some kind of power in your vehicle.
I'd just say bite the bullet and find somewhere cheap.
Or yeah,
Or
like what are
ask.
we paying here? We're staying at a campsite just outside of
£16
Newcastle.
a night.
And we're just outside of Newcastle we're staying, and we're paying £16 a night for 2 people. That's all in, everything.
With the dog.
With the dog. And a spare car as well. We've got a little run around, which is great because we don't want to use this as a daily vehicle. It's ridiculous.
And it still works out as a really cheap rent and bills. You wouldn't be paying that if you rented a house. You'd be paying double minimum, I think, unless you had a really good deal. But there's even like, especially in Europe, I saw there's a lot of like sort of farm, fruit picking areas, farms that you could ask to plug in, and that's even cheaper because it's not like a proper place. It's just someone saying, yeah, give us a £5 a night and you can plug in. So there is stuff like that.
Where we're parked as well, the campsite's like on the top of a hill as well, so some nights it has been pretty windy, which has been and made the temperature a bit colder. We are actually away from, this is probably the first time where we stayed completely away from civilization. We're about 20 minutes away from Newcastle city centre, in the countryside, like really.
An hour at rush hour.
An hour at rush hour, yeah. A 9 to 5 job ends up being probably like an 8 to 8 job by the time you've done all your driving and stuff and sitting in traffic. But I think it's great. Certainly it's great being up here. The only thing is, it does get a bit cold sometimes.
Dogs in the winter, weirdly, after a year of living in here, to put Kai's he's got like a dog bath mat.
I'll show you.
We used to put it up on here and just put loads of towels everywhere for him, but we figured out that instead we put like a throw behind that seat there, so he had to stay on his microfiber bath mat
in the kitchen,
so he couldn't actually get to anything that was fabric, and he just had to lie on in that, had that whole area where his water and food is. And obviously because he's not a very naughty dog, he didn't go past my throw that I put there. He just saw it as oh I can't get past, so he didn't even try push. He could have easily pushed through it, but he's a good dog.
Here's a bit of a nightmare. Like that, you might like a lot of people say whenever they see Kai and he's out on the bikes and he's absolutely filthy, it's like, oh, good job cleaning him up and stuff. And it is, to be honest with you, it's quite a big job. Like when he's filthy, most of the time we'll hose him off, so he's just like, you get most of the dirt out of his fur, and then we'll just do like what Amanda said, like we dry him off as best we can, we put his little doggy dressing gown on, he just lies in the kitchen until he's kind of dry, and then once he starts drying properly, the dirt just literally falls off his fur, so then we just have to brush it up, which isn't so bad.
I've learned it's okay to wear like 3 layers of clothing to bed, and a hot water every night is brilliant. I actually like love me and my hot water bottle like this. If Kai could come to bed as well, that would be like 2 hot water bottles.
Yeah, that's one thing we've not done. Well, obviously we can't unless we sleep on the bed down here. Like Kai can't get on the bed up at the top, so like when we were back in the house in Newcastle, he would just come and give us a cuddle on the bed.
Hated sleeping on the bed with us. He'd like leave after a cuddle. Coffee shops are your friend. You don't have to spend a lot of time in the motorhome. Like make sure you, even though it's wet and horrible outside. When I was really ill on Saturday, we still went to the Metro Centre on Saturday night, just literally for like an hour.
Just to go in a coffee shop, didn't we?
It's really easy to get cabin fever at winter because there's not much to do outside, especially, and when you do ride your bike, you're not out for as long as you are. I'm lucky because I spend all my days at work, but even one day when I was ill and I was like in bed, as soon as Alex was like, oh, should we go for coffee at the Metro Centre, I was like, yes, I don't know how I'm gonna get there, but I will go. And even Kai has to get out on a lot of walks, doesn't he, because he's
going on one now.
Yep, see you, Kai. Ooh, another thing, we're really lucky, we're parked somewhere real good. We're on like literally, we walk a couple of metres that way and we're on the Don't Walk.
Don't Walk is basically an old train line they've turned into a footpath, so
it's like a massive dog's walk.
It's part of the coast to coast route, so if you're ever cycling from east to west or west to east of England, you'll most probably go on this path that goes past where we're staying now. You can probably hear him now, he decides to drink and eat food at the most appropriate times.
That's always when we're filming, so that he is voicing his annoyance that we're doing something that he doesn't approve of, which is getting a camera.
Now he's
get out of the bin. He looks so unsure.
Anyway, on that note, so we basically said that you should try and stay as healthy as you can. Don't try and do too much in the winter. You will end up run down. Get plugged in if you can. If not, I'd probably get a generator or just bite the bullet and find somewhere to stay. Get access to hot showers and stuff. If you can, I wouldn't spend your whole life inside a motorhome. I would actually go and see civilization, go to coffee shops, whatever, to avoid getting cabin fever. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you've not already, make sure you like this video. Let us know below, like if you live in a motorhome or you do this whole van life thing and you live in a van, motorhome full time, whatever. Let us know below what your experience is like, if any of this has been useful.
And snowboarders and skiers that live in a motorhome.
Yeah, how do you guys do it?
Tips,
Tell us your tips.
We're barely coping in like English winter. It's not even any snow.
And we'd be screwed like -20. But anyway, like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. See you in the next video.